Welcome to Massive Beers. My name's Matt, and we do beer stuff here. We do. Sometimes you do beer stuff from these peoples. That would be the hop butcherist of all the worlds. They send out beers that are very beer tuber friendly. You see everybody out and about doing their hop butchers, and sometimes they send me a beer that gets me a little bit kind of hot and bothered. 6% staple beer, kind of dialed down to their mild Giardiniera. Giardiniera? I always butcher that. Love the label. Little hot tub. Little fruits and stuff. It's just Eldorado Mosaic Hot American Pale Ale. This was canned. Today is 10/13. This was canned on 9/21. So you're talking about 3 weeks. And their tasting notes, as they want to do on the back of the can, is fresh citrus, sweet tropical, and pleasant pine. Ain't gonna argue with that. So, it's Thursday night. Thursday night football. Bears versus the C words. Not watching it. Not. Gonna watch a little Game of Thrones, rewatching Game of Thrones, and I don't know. Fiddle with the old computers. Label-wise, always a fan. Big Jetsa vibes are always the best vibes in as far as hazies go. Especially talking about a 6% hazy pale ale. That is kind of exactly where I want them to look. I mean, it's got this big, nice richness to it. It doesn't look super dense, super thick. You got an index finger, fluffy, creamy kind of head on it. All indicators are go. The nose. That smells awesome. It like flirts in this kind of almost ranky oniony thing. It doesn't get there, but it has this touch of this little kind of like a tomato stocky, vegetal kind of thing going on in that kind of greenness. There's a soft like lactosey thing in here, milk sugar dosage just slightly to kind of temper that hard sweetness. But it has this nice kind of greeny, but not weedy, more ranky. I should have said that instead of danky, ranky kind of that, just stopping short of a garlicky, oniony kind of thing for me. There's fruit in here, obviously, tropical fruits and sweetness and a bit of citrus, but those are the two big things I take away, at least on the nose. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. It's delicious. Absolutely, 100% delicious. It's actually quite bittering, to be perfectly honest with you. It's one of those things where you're expecting just this kind of onslaught of softness and sweetness, and have this kind of bittering kind of pop up. It's not, I'm not going to say is surprising, but welcomed. Mouth feels silky, smooth, lush, not super turbid, super dense, kind of how it looked. Has this nice pilliness to it, but at the same time retains its drinkability. And it's actually probably a little bit undersweet from what you'd expect, like something like this. Sure, it's sweet. But when you add that bitterness that's in there, when you make it a little bit more drinkable, not super duper duper kind of hefty or fluffy or creamy, it just comes off a little bit less sweet than what you'd expect. I think it lends itself to something a little bit more drinkable. A drinkable hazy could it possibly be? Yeah, not too shabby, to be perfectly honest with you. I dig this. One of my favorite lower ABV offerings from them in quite some time. Not Mount Rushmore in that aspect. If it's going to be the best, like sub 6.5% from them, there's ones that would eke it out for me personally. But with the way it kind of plays, a combination of that bittering, that nice soft sweetness, and that lush kind of mouthfeel, it's just really tasty. And coming in at 6%, you blind this beer, you give this to me as a mystery beer, I'm almost certainly coming in at sevens, mid sevens on this, I think, as far as ABV. That's where it drinks, and that's where you guys know I like my beers to drink. I want them to be small, but drink big, and that's where this one comes through. Really tasty stuff, honestly. Hot Butcher for the World, I get a lot of publicity, not just in BeerTube, but across the whole beer world, especially when it comes to their hazies. They're kind of, one of the upper echelon breweries when it comes to those things. So it's almost like hey, all their stuff is going to be good. It's not necessarily the case. There's definitely been some misses for me, more often hits than misses. But when they dip down into those lower ABVs, whether it be a pale ale or even when they start throwing out their lagers and kolsches and things like that, that's where I think they really shine, because it takes all that noise of those bigger flavors, strips that away, and lets a little bit more nuance, a little bit more technical seal kind of come through it. And I think that's where this beer really sits. It's kind of like a beer that I think if you give this to a Hazebro or Hop Thought, they're very, very happy. Conversely, I think if you give this to a beer person who's not necessarily a hazy person, I think they enjoy it just as much. If not just as much, but enjoy it. Let's put it that way. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better hazies I've had, especially sub 6.5? Yes. For that, I would put it, if not on, but very close to Mount Rushmore for me personally. Across the board, like I said earlier, for Hop Butcher, just on the outside looking in, but that's a large catalog of beers, so I think that's a positive, not a negative. Value on this, no idea. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, don't do that often. If you like beer, I think if you like beer and you appreciate hops, I think this is something you're really going to dig. Hop Butcher, have you had this beer? I know they've starting to get out there. I've seen this beer locally on a shelf. That's right here in New Jersey. I think I've seen it in New York. I was just told by my boy Logan down in Florida, go check him out on Instagram, Logan Bowles. He's an NFL photographer that happens to shoot crazy NFL shots. Awesome dude. We're going to chill one day, brother. He just said he had this in the Wakamania, which I believe I still have to review, the newest version. He got them down in Florida. So let me know if you've had this particular beer. Let me know if you've had any of the Giardinias. Again, butchering that. The big ones, the small ones, anything in between. Hop Butcher. Have you had a bunch of their stuff? Have you been to the brewery? Let me know. Let's talk down there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.